Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Smock Show with the Weekly Comic Book. We've already gotten started earlier in the week, so let's keep things going. Kicking things off, we've got Black Panther number 8. Where we left off, T'Challa and what is her name? Well, I can't think of the name. I can't seem to remember the name of his. Let's see if I can find it in here. Besa, that's it. That's her name. So where we left off, T'Challa and Besa were looking into the disappearances of powerful people in T'Chaka at the vacation home of Carter St. Croix. Of course, their investigation was interrupted by the arrival of Carter's daughter, Monet, also known as the X-Man, known as M. So we open with a fight between M and T'Challa, with M taking on her penance form early on in the fight. But T'Challa is able to calm her. Base is able to restrain her, and T'Challa is able to calm her down and convince her that he is, in fact, Black Panther. Apparently, though, her father has also disappeared. Back in BT at the Nikisu family compound, the the daughter of Baba Nikisu, Alina, is having nightmares about her father's death. Though it would seem those nightmares are being fueled by the demon that her father had been dealing with. Back with Monet, T'Challa, and Besa. Over coffee, the three of them discuss what they know. While back in BT, Kivu Ma is further manipulating Alina Nikisu, using the form of her father, now deceased father. After the conversation between Besa, T'Challa, and Monet, T'Challa and Besa head back to BT. And Besa asks him why he came to T'Chaka, which T'Challa states to learn. So she asks what he has learned, and he says that he's learned more in the city of his father than any mortal teacher could ever convey. As he describes what all he's learned, Niobe is forced into working for the Nikisus to do a reconnaissance job, while Alenia is basically truly takes her father's place within Kivuma's organization, as it were. And that is where the issue ends. Interesting issue. Nice to see Monet. I mean, it's not like we haven't seen her recently. She was in Uncanny Avengers, but it's nice to see her outside of an X book. It's always nice to see a member of the X-Men outside of an X-Men book. So yeah. Moving on though to our next book, we've got Daredevil number 5. Recently, Daredevil has returned from the dead, though not as attorney-at-law Matt Murdock, but rather mysterious Father Matt, who helps run a halfway house. Though it would seem the halfway house is being investigated by unknown parties. First, among those who initially were involved was Ben Urich. However, Daredevil was able to exorcise the demon that was seemingly controlling him. It appeared to be an embodiment of one of the 7 deadly sins. He had previously exorcised a similar demon from Elektra. But, well, Father Matt's previous life catches up to him while he's trying to buy a TV for the kids at the halfway house. She-Hulk interrupts, however, and insists on taking Matt to lunch. And so they eat, and it's, they go for a seafood feast, which clearly Jen's picking up the tab on. And then they go for noodles. However, they're heading for gelato for desserts. Turns out that the top floor of the building is a chemical lab. They got reports of an intruder. But She-Hulk's just mainly just there for dessert. And so Matt notes the point that the slight echo in She-Hulk's heartbeat, the faint wave of brimstone, a devil has hold of him. So Matt basically recreates one of his initial costumes. Black shirt with the basically another black shirt tied over the top of his head. Manages to take down She-Hulk, and well, the lab, it turns out, is under attack from Mr. Hyde. She-Hulk takes him down, and then Matt focuses on her. A devil is seemingly the embodiment of gluttony, has a hold of her. And so Matt manages to exorcise said devil, and She-Hulk's fine, but even demonic possession even exhausts the gamma and power, it would seem. However, Doctor Strange calls upon Father Matt. It's time for his confession, and that is where the issue ends. So I'm digging this run on Daredevil. I kind of liked earlier issues better. With it was more about the street level story, whereas I don't know, it seems the story seems to have taken to have veered into Matt Murdock's got to basically, let everyone know he's back without letting everyone know he's back. And I mean, yeah, guest stars are great, but like I think I'm not gonna be surprised when Spider-Man shows up and points out, yeah, hey, you literally told me that you're Daredevil. So yeah, good to see you back. I mean, if you are back, but whatever. And it's gonna, yeah, the part is gonna. I figure that though that there's probably a reason behind it. Like I would guess something along the lines of um, Matt will abandon his new life and basically return to his old life, but we'll see. Moving on though to our next book, we've got Avengers Twilight, #1. So this is an alternate future Avengers book. Years in the future, Captain America's an old man. Apparently, he ran for Senate. He didn't win though. But he goes out in the city. Runs into some old friends, Luke Cage and Matt Murdock. Apparently, a new law called the Washer Act turns every kid with an old camera phone into a criminal. There are terror curfews. Matt and Luke make it clear that more canon should be done, especially by people like Steve Rogers. But well, Steve's an old man. But that night he's making dinner for Rosa, his girlfriend, and there's a docuseries that's starting on about the Red Skull. It's called Read Between the Lines. Basically, it seems to be whitewashing Johann Schmidt. But Cap sees the commercial and feels that no one cares about the truth. There's a flashback. There's more than a few flashbacks. But the next day we meet James Stark, son of Janet Van Dyne and Tony Stark. And apparently the FBI wants James to talk down an old friend, Steve Rogers. So James and Steve debate the docuseries on Red Skull. But James gets under Steve's skin and he storms off the televised debate. But he does have heart troubles. We get a flashback of when H-Day occurred, including Cap finding Spider-Man as Spider-Man dies. Spider-Man says that he saved his Aunt May and asks Cap to promise him that he'll keep her safe and keep Spider-Man's identity safe even after he dies. But after the little stroll down memory lane, Steve sees some Iron Man cops harassing some kids. Initially, it's very much a don't get involved, but, well, he decides that's not going to do and attacks the Iron Man cops. But they do manage to take him. They do manage to take him down. Apparently, Steve no longer has super soldier serum, but he's saved by Luke Cage's people. Meanwhile, James Stark goes to the raft, where we see various villains and hints of various villains, but James is there to talk to his father. Back with Luke and Steve, Luke tries to convince Steve to join their resistance, be the public face of it, and also informs him that Matt Murdock is dead. However, Luke makes a convincing argument of the fact that they managed to recreate the super soldier serum and the process to deliver it. Everyone else they've tried it on dies, but, well. And so Cap leaves Rose a voicemail and then undergoes the process and once again becomes Captain America. And that is where part 1 ends. Good start. I dig it. I'm looking forward to see how this plays out. Admittedly, I've always been a fan of alternate dystopian future takes on various superhero books, so that helps. Though not every alternate dystopian future take is a good one. Spider-Man Reign. But yeah. Moving on though to our last book for the moment, we've got Capwolf and the Howling Commandos, number 4, wrapping up the miniseries. Where we left off, Cap, in full Capwolf form, was fighting Roz, basically the woman behind the Nazis' attempt at making werewolf soldiers. While the Howling Commandos were tasked with doing what they could against Wolfenschatz, but, well, it's a bit much, especially dealing with the werewolves. But their contact, Frankie, is still in the castle. So Dugan goes back in after her. Roz and Cap continue their fight. They're honestly fairly evenly matched. Apparently Roz is looking for an antidote. But is nearly killed by a German soldier. However, Dugan finds her and saves the day, and the two of them share a kiss. But the fight between Roz and Cap continues. The bunker explodes, destroying Roz's werewolf army. Roz rushes back in. There's an explosion which seemingly takes her down. However, there is still one vial of the werewolf serum, and the German commanding officer of the bunker has it until he's shot by Sergeant Nicholas J. Fury, who informs Cap he looks like crap. Later, Frankie visits Cap at a hospital tent. He's recovering, but he's been being sidelined for the moment. The Howling Commandos are shipped out, but Dugan wants to take a quick detour and talk to Cap and apologize for being such a jerk to him, and the two shake hands. As the moon rises, one of Cap's eyes takes on a yellow tint. And that is where the series ends. This was honestly a fun book. Nice little alternate timeline type of story. Kind of stuff I kind of love. So yeah. Anyways, that's going to do it for now. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Blue Sky, Mastodon, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off saying, live long and rock hard.